Hello YouTube! Alright, so I've got about a billion other things I'm supposed to be drawing right now, but instead, like a good half the world, I'm playing Pokemon Sun. So this week I decided to compromise with myself and decided to do a drawing from Pokemon Sun instead of playing it for a little while. As you can probably tell, I really love the feel of this game so far. I like that it's nostalgic without just completely repeating the old formula, and I just really appreciate how lighthearted and fun it is right now. So I wanted to draw something kind of simple and fun. I wanted to do a few of the Pokemon that I'm using on my team, just kind of relaxing and enjoying the sun, especially because I've currently got a blizzard outside here in Canada. I also really wanted to try drawing the Rotom Dex, which is probably my new favorite Pokemon character. I always loved ghost Pokemon, and Rotom's really cool, and I just love the game's idea of including this little cheerful cheerleader who's giving you advice and, well, cheering you on through your adventure. I just think it's a really cute little addition to the game, and I like the design. So I wasn't really planning this picture out in advance. I didn't do thumbnails. I didn't even really know exactly what the composition was going to be like until I got started. So I spent quite a bit of time just playing with and refining the sketch before moving on to line art. I ended up really liking the line art I did for this. As you can see, I end up spending a good chunk of time on it, but it also comes together really quickly. And that's partly because I think the simplified style of the game lends itself pretty well to my style, and also because I didn't really know what I wanted to do with colors, so I kind of really took my time and tried to include as much in the line art as I could. And in the end, the line art itself kind of ended up feeling more like a finished piece. So yeah, this is I think some of the cleanest, neatest line art I've done in a little personal sketch for quite a while, and I'm not sure what to do with the finished piece now. I don't think I want to turn it into a print or something, but I am thinking about maybe releasing the line art itself as like a free coloring page. So if you like the line art and you might be interested in coloring it yourself, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see if I can get that worked out, maybe change the composition so it's an 8.5 by 11, and figure out a good place to put up like a high quality PNG of that for you guys. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how the line art turned out, and as you can see later, the coloring ended up being kind of experimental, so I might even just go in and end up coloring this again myself if I've got the time. I did just about all of the line art here on one layer, but I did go in and make a second layer just for the background elements, because it made it a lot easier to get those nice smooth lines for the grass and then later the horizon line, without having to worry about interfering with the figures I'd already drawn in the foreground. And as you can see, I took the opportunity to draw in a few little extra Pokemon in the distance. So, as I mentioned, the coloring on this piece ended up being quite experimental. I got this cool watercolor stock texture pack just probably a few weeks ago, and I've been messing around with that a whole bunch. So I put that in the background, and then I started throwing on colors over top of it, not really using any particular method or technique I'd tried before, just kind of throwing things down and sort of seeing what stuck. A lot of the time I spent drawing tends to be taken up doing commission work or work that requires a certain style, like things for my store or pages for Heartless. So it's really nice to just sit back sometimes and try something completely different and a little weird, and just kind of play around with my programs. And sometimes it turns out terrible, sometimes it turns out kind of okay, and every now and again I find a new technique or a new style or a new method that I end up reincorporating back into my more normal everyday style. So yeah, this isn't a technique I'd use for commissioned work yet, or anything that I needed to know would come out reliably good, but I definitely had a good chance to sort of fiddle around and play, especially with things like paint tool size, texture tool, and its fringe tool, which I like the look of but almost never get around to actually using. So I came up with a few fun effects, and even though the coloring was pretty simple, I'm still happy I gave it a shot this way. So yeah, I think that's about it for this piece. If you're playing Pokemon Sun or Moon yourself, please totally let me know down in the comments. I haven't really played around with the game's sort of social online trading and sharing system yet, but I'll probably end up getting into that once I've gotten a little bit further in the main game. So feel free to leave your info if you'd like to. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and thank you so much for taking a look at this video.